So in today's video, we are going to be previewing Barrow Afc versus Bradford City. Then in the second half of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 2 League 2 score prediction. So if you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like on it. 70 likes would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions as well down in the comment section down below, as well as your starting 11 for this game. We'll go through the league table, the last couple of results, the team that I would go with if I was Marky, and then as I said, I'll be giving you guys my Game Week 2 League 2 score predictions. So make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the league table, my team Bradford City, we're currently sat 13th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After one game, we've obviously got 0 wins, 1 draw, 0 defeats, 0 goals scored, 0 goals conceded, leaving us on a 0 goal difference and 1 point. Our last game was a draw, and then that compares to Barrow. They're currently sat 6th in the table. After one game, they've got 1 win, 0 draws, 0 defeats, 3 goals scored, 2 goals conceded, leaving them on a positive 1 goal difference and 3 points. The last game was obviously a win. If we have a look at their last couple of games then, their last match was a 3-2 win away to Stockport County, 3-0 up after 33 minutes thanks to goals from Josh Gordon, Ben Whitfield and Billy Waters. Stockport did pull 2 goals back in the second half. Stockport had a lot of the ball, 63% in their favour, with Barrow only having 37%, but at the end of the day, it's about scoring the most amount of goals, and Barrow did a very good job of that. I do think Barrow actually have quite a good squad. I obviously predicted them to get relegated in my League 2 predictions, but on reflection, maybe that probably wasn't the best of decisions to make, because to go away to Stockport on the opening day of the season, when a lot of people have backed Stockport to be in the top 7, if not the top 3, and put 3 goals past them after just over half an hour, I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Barrow there. But we can't really speak about all too much else, because pre-season now doesn't really matter now that the actual season has started. But they had a couple of defeats against Fleetwood, and then they've beat teams like South Shields, Ashton United and Witton Albion. So the only real form we can take from the last few matches is that game against Stockport, and they've done very well, fair play to them. Now we're going to speak about the team though that I would go with if I was Marky. So I'd go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. It was very obvious we were playing a 4-diamond-2 against Doncaster. It just didn't really work. I don't think our fullbacks are quite good enough to play as a diamond, or at least in that game the deliveries into the box were really poor. I know Doncaster were ramming every man into their penalty area and getting everything out of the box, but we just could not break Doncaster down. Hopefully Barrow don't play like how Doncaster did, and we should hopefully have a little bit more of a chance of winning. But I'd go with a 4-2-3-1 formation just to give us a little bit more width. I got Harry Lewis in goal. Only really had one thing to do throughout the whole game. It was that fantastic save right at the start of the second half. Doncaster had a corner come into the box, header going into Harry Lewis's bottom left. He managed to claw it out. Fantastic save. He is the number 1 for this season, so I go with him in goal. Back 4, I don't think you can change the back 4 when you keep a clean sheet. So at right back, I've gone with Brad Halliday. Don't think it was his best display. He did actually come off with injury, so hopefully he is fit for this game. Centre backs, firstly, Marky. I thought he was fantastic against Doncaster. Didn't really have all too much to do. Made a fantastic block in the first half, but I thought he was class. And his partner, I've gone with Romney Critchlow. He was my man of the match against Doncaster. He was absolutely fantastic, already proving that he is one of the best centre backs in this league. He's not the tallest, he's not the most physical, but on the ball, his pace, very good. You know, he didn't really have much to do defensively, but I thought he was really good, really impressive. And when he did have stuff to do, he was alert, he was switched on, and he did very well. Left back, I've gone with Liam Ridehalgh. Obviously, for the Doncaster game, I predicted Matty Folds would have played, considering Ridehalgh only played 30 minutes of pre-season against Chesterfield. But it was a bit of a shock to see Ridehalgh starting against Doncaster. I thought he was a little bit harsh on Matty Folds, but clearly Mark Hughes sees Ridehalgh as the number 1 left back, or technically number 3 for the upcoming campaign, or at least for now anyway. So I think if that's Mark Hughes' decision, I definitely don't disagree with it. I think there are a fairly similar ability, but if Ryder has another pretty poor game, so I don't think he was great against Doncaster. He was under-hitting or over-hitting a lot of crosses, and hopefully we can have some better deliveries in this game. So I've gone with the same back 4 as the game against Doncaster. Moving in then to the midfield, firstly, I've gone with Levi Sutton. I don't think he was fantastic against Doncaster. Obviously came on after about 10-15 minutes for Emmanuel Osadebe. It was kind of playing out of position formation, really, I don't really think you can play Levi Sutton in a 4-diamond-2 formation. It doesn't really suit. I think in a 2-man midfield partnered with, obviously, Richie Smallwood. He's the captain. Don't really need to speak about Richie Smallwood. Far too good to be playing at this level. Controlled the game against Doncaster. Probably should have scored 1 or 2 goals in that game against Doncaster, but we'll let him off because it's the first game of the season. This is now where we've got to be picking up 3 points, because I know it's only the first game of the season, but we don't want to be looking back when we're at 45, 46 games in and we're like, oh, that's 2 points dropped there, that's 2 points dropped there. So we need a win here. Hopefully we can get that, but I've gone with Sutton and Smallwood as the 2 holding midfielders. Some would maybe say a little bit harsh to drop Ryan East. I know there was some mixed opinions about him on social media. I don't think it was his best game. I thought it was quite underwhelming and pretty poor, to be honest. He was a bit hesitant maybe to shoot at times as well, which Sutton definitely isn't. So I'll go Sutton, partnering Smallwood. Sutton obviously brings a bit more physicality as well. He might not be as good on the ball as Ryan East, but he's certainly not poor on the ball whatsoever. So I'd go Sutton and Smallwood as the 2 in the 4-2-3-1. Moving into the 3 then of the 4-2-3-1. On the right hand side, I've gone with Harry Chapman. Obviously, Emmanuel Osadibe is not going to be fit for this game or for a very long time. Mark Hughes has confirmed though he definitely will play again this season, which is fantastic news. Hopefully it is a very speedy recovery. But on the right wing, I've gone with Harry Chapman. We don't really have many fit wingers at all, to be honest with you. I'm still not sure what the situation is with Alex Gilead. He might be fit for this game, he might not. He hasn't made it onto my bench though, because if he's not really been playing, he's played 45 minutes I think in the whole of pre-season, and that's about it. I don't know if he's been back in training whatsoever, but Harry Chapman has to start for me on the right wing, which obviously means Lee Angle has to start on the left wing. Angle's not even a natural winger, but we're kind of going to have to play him there because we just don't really have any other fit wingers. The only other fit winger I can think of is Jake Young, and I think Chapman and Angle are ahead of him personally. In that number 10 position, I've gone with Jamie Walker. Don't think it was his greatest game against Doncaster whatsoever, but I don't think the game really suited him. He's our player, likes to get the ball on the floor, dribble past players, you know, have some nice one-touch link-up play, and when Doncaster have got 54 players in their own penalty area, yeah, it just wasn't a game that really suited him. So hopefully we can be a little bit more expansive against Barrow and we can see the best of Jamie Walker. Striker was a very tough decision for me. I've just edged it with Vidane Oliver. I thought in the first 10-15 minutes of the game against Doncaster, he was really impressive. Then after that, he just wasn't really doing anything. I know obviously Barrow are going to have some very physical centre-halves now. Canavan, the former Bradford City captain, very physical centre-half. Isn't the quickest though, so this would have been a perfect game for Cian Harrop, but obviously he's not going to be available for the next 3 games due to his suspension that he got after the full-time whistle against Doncaster. Still don't know really what actually happened, but the club said they couldn't find any actual footage to prove that he was innocent, so he'll be banned for the next 3 matches. On the bench then for me, that'll leave Colin Doyle, Jan Songo, Matty Folds, Ryan East, Cian Scales, Jake Young and Andy Cook, which would mean the players who miss out is Heath Richardson, Luke Hendry, Oscar Threlkeld, Timmy Odesina, Reece Staunton, Emmanuel Osadibe, Alex Gilead, Cian Harrop and Aboisa. So quite a lot of them are actually still injured or recovering from an injury. Some are selection problems. If Gilead's fit, you maybe put him on the bench over Cian Scales, but I don't know what Gilead's fitness is like, and Cian Scales actually looked quite impressive throughout pre-season. So the bench isn't the strongest, to be honest with you, but with the amount of injuries we've got at the moment and a couple of suspensions as well, it's not really ideal, to be honest. And then moving in to my game week 2 League 2 score prediction, starting out with Barrow versus Bradford City, I am going to go with a 1-1 draw. Colchester versus Carlisle, I'm also going to go with a 1-1 draw. Crawley versus Leyton Orient, I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Orient. Crewe versus Harrogate, I'm not going to make the mistake of predicting Harrogate to lose. I'm actually going to back Harrogate to get a 2-1 away win against Crewe. Definitely one that could go either way, but Harrogate will be on, you know, they'll be buzzing after that 3-0 win against Swindon. So for their sake, they'll be hoping to get back-to-back wins. Doncaster versus Sutton, I'm going to go with a 1-0 away win for Sutton. Gillingham versus Rochdale, I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. Grimsby versus Northampton, I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for the Cobblers. Hartlepool versus AFC Wimbledon, I know Hartlepool were very good at home last season, but coming off of a 4-0 loss, I'm going to go with a 2-0 away win for Wimbledon. Mansfield versus Tranmere, obviously Tranmere losing out to Stevenage on the opening day. Mansfield losing out to Salford on the opening day. Mansfield very good at home though, so I'm going to back a 2-1 home win for the Stags. Newport versus Walsall, I think it will definitely be a very tight affair. Obviously Walsall coming in off that 4-0 win at home to Hartlepool. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in that one. Stevenage versus Stockport, I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 home win for Stevenage. I think Steve Evans will be able to get the job done over Stockport. And then the final game is Swindon versus Salford. I'm going to go with a 2-0 away win for Salford. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed watching, watching. Make sure you drop a like on it. 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, would be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Score predictions and your starting 11. Let me know all that sort of stuff. If you haven't already checked out the previous couple of videos that have gone out during the week, we've got all sorts of different table predictions and loads of different content going out, so make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. Shout out to our current tier 2 channel member Dylan Broadhead and our current tier 3 channel member B Davies 211. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all very soon for another video. Peace.